He told me the ropes. He basically handed me a ring of keys and a 38. He said, here, go collect the rents. When I was about 20 years old, I met a guy who was 40 years old. And he was rolling in the dough, baby. And I said, hey, I want to roll like him. So I grabbed onto that coattail and gave him a lot of years of loyal service. And I learned a lot of shit, and I did a lot of shit different. But, basically, what drove me to want to follow him in life was because he was driving Ferraris, he was living in mansions, he was traveling the world, he was worrying about his life and how good he could live it. Well, anyway, good thing I had a mentor. He told me the ropes. He basically handed me a ring of keys and a 38. He said, here, go collect the rents. And, he was a smart guy, but he didn't want to get his hands dirty like me. He was too smart for that. He had brains. I had to get my hands dirty. I didn't have his brains. He basically knew how to take a piece of crap and turn it into a money-making piece of crap. But basically, he knew how to, make shit happen. It was, simple. Take something, he would build shit. He had the balls to build shit. So I didn't go as far as that. But once he built it, he normally walked away. And that's the part where I came in. Because once you build something, you got to run that shit. So my strengths were more in the running of stuff. He didn't have to worry about shit. All right. Once I learned the ropes, he could go and travel around the world and pop in and pop out. And he knew that every day I had shit running. I was watching shit. And then once a month he'd come down and we'd split the money. But no, he put some time in at first when the project first started. And then he pretty much leave me alone. And I'd finish it and run it and get it ready for sale. And everything worked out great. And he had access to money. That was the biggest thing. That he brought the money to the table. He could walk into a bank and say, hey, I need $5 million to do this deal. And they'd give it to him. It's all about the bank. He taught me that the bank is your best friend. He was such buddies with the bank, he was part of the bank. He would be on the board of the bank. He'd do everything he could to get in with that bank. He helped start banks and sell banks. And, the banking is where the money's at, that enables you to do these deals. He introduced me to everybody, the bankers, the brokers, everywhere there was somebody that you needed to put that deal together, I was right there with him. We did things different because we're different types of people, Plus I had a much larger family of support than, he had. He was more like the lone soldier, He didn't have a lot of family or friend support around him, So I utilized all the people around me, but he was more of a self-centered type person where he cared about him, okay? It was all about him. And I was probably the only person I ever seen him share anything with, because he trusted me. And he could sit back knowing that I'm going to make him money, which I did. So it worked out great for both of us. You can talk all the shit you want, but you got to show them what the hell you can do, okay? When you show people, hey, I can trust this person to handle shit without me watching them, then you're as good as gold, okay? You get that person hooked, okay, to where they can't live without you. That's called paying your dues. So that's what I did, and he knew he could trust me. We both made money, and that's the way it's supposed to work. Blah, 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 blah. These brokers selling you doc stamps. I don't care what people usually do. I'm trying to negotiate a deal here. Ask the friggin' buyer to pay the doc stamps, and then I can swallow the bullshit price you're trying to make me swallow. These goddamn brokers. Anyway, you have to get around the circle of people you want to be involved with, okay? You can easily find a mentor because there's somebody in that field doing shit, making money. Get off your ass, go get a real estate license, go work in an office, learn the ropes, find out who's making the deals, who's the shaker and mover, and the person bringing in the money, and become their best friend. Pay a little dues. Don't look for the payoff day one. It'll come, but you got to earn it. Because eventually everybody gets old and slows down. So there you go. When they're slowing down, you're speeding up. Catching all the crumbs, baby. Catching the crumbs. And then sooner or later, we'll put all those crumbs together and it becomes a loaf of bread. So, getting around it. You got to be around shit to find these people and to be around it all happening, If you show somebody, if you put yourself in their environment, number one, you got to be in their environment, okay? If you get a license to sell real estate, which is only required, I think, one test you have to take by the state, and you go to the busiest, most expensive real estate office in town that's moving big-time deals, and it's got agents working and money's flowing and deals are closing, and you go in there and say, listen, you go to the broker in charge, you say, listen, I just got my license, I want to learn the business, I like to hang my license here. They're probably not going to pay you a penny, but you're going to be willing to put some time in, sit behind the desk, maybe take people coming in, talking to them, giving them the information they need, answering a phone, going out, doing whatever they need you to do, showing open houses when nobody wants to sit there showing a house. That's the first thing you do. You go to a big shot agent that's got like 10 big shot houses to sell. You know how those houses sell? By doing open houses. But nobody wants to sit in the house for 6 or 8 hours and put signs out and all that stuff. You be the person to volunteer to do that for somebody. They'll get you right in. Do the dirty work, okay? Because if you're doing somebody's dirty work, that's work. Less work they got to worry about doing. So then you become an asset to them. That means your ass is worth something to them. You got to learn in life to become someone's asset, not liability. Everybody's always asking, oh, can you be a mentor? Can you be a mentor? Listen, you got to find where you can fit in with a mentor, okay? You got to start at the bottom. That's where everybody starts. That's where I started, okay? I started picking up garbage for a break on my rent. That's how I got my start. You got to find that crack in the door to get in and then open the door wider, okay? Whether it's go to a big fancy apartment building or a big apartment complex, see if there's an entry-level job as a leasing agent there, showing apartments to prospective tenants. That's an entry-level position, Go get your real estate license and start trying to sell real estate. That's an entry-level position. And then you'll meet people, and you have to seek out people around you, all right? Only spend time around people that are successful. If people aren't successful, don't waste your time being around them because you're not going to be successful. And then when you become successful, you try to utilize people to maintain your success or help you grow more. But when you're starting out, you got to be one of those people. You got to get in somewhere where you fit in.